Hello there, everybody. My name is Nima Moradi, coming at you live and direct from Sacramento, and I'm here to discuss the ADU project that we just got done building.
Amazing. And maybe you could describe your ADU for us.
So this ADU is a 504 square foot, so it's 36 by 14, one bedroom, one bath, and some nice finishes we put at the end of it. So with phase one, it started off by clearing off the whole property premise. And in this case, we previously, looking at the first picture, this place was in very bad condition. And we had to make it a little bit better. So we cleaned off the whole area, did a little bit of landscaping stuff. Originally, before I had the ADU idea, we put a fire pit, which you'll see over there. But after the ADU concept came, we cleared off the fire pit area and got ready for the foundation planning. Right when the foundation planning happened, we brought in the Bobcat and started digging the trenches, both for the plumbing and the sewer line and the foundation footings. So that was the first big step right there, which is the site prep. Next big step over here comes out to be the foundation preparation. And foundation preparation, this includes the forms, it includes the rebar, any of the wire mesh that you're gonna be putting in there, and the U-for ground. So depending on which type of grounding system you use, this electrical grounding system is the U-for, which goes inside the foundation in this case. So that's what was another part of this process. In addition to that, next piece would be the sewage. So they trench out the sewage. Now you could do sewage anytime. It doesn't necessarily have to be this specific time, but I had the plumbing guys already there. Next step comes out to be the framing. So you can get the framers involved. Framers come out, do their thing. This should take maximum 2 to 3 days. And the framing is going to include, the walls itself, the studs. It's going to include the sheathing. It's going to include the roofing and the roofing on the sheathing as well too. So after that, we're talking about the roofing, finishing off the roofing in this case, where we go and, put the tar paper, put the shingles, put the starter strips and all that stuff, the gutters. So we finish off the roof in this case. And we went, now that the outside's kind of sealed up, we have the windows, everything installed with the whole frame, we moved our way inside. So we moved our way inside to focus on some of the rough plumbing including, the bathroom tie-ins. Bathroom tie-ins being we had a vanity, we had a toilet, and we had the shower. And inside the kitchen, we had a couple tie-ins to do over there as well too. And the electrical rough is happening simultaneously. Insulation will be dependent on the plans that you have. It should be meeting Title 24 requirements. Then you can go do drywall. And in this drywall case, you go to put the drywall up. And when you put the drywall up, you need to get one more inspection before you mud it. And before you mud it and finish it off with tape, inspector comes back, gives you the green thumb. You get that, you move forward. You get to finish it at that point. Inspector doesn't really come back until you finish it off fully. You put the cabinets, you put the floor, you paint it, you put the bathroom finishes and everything like that. From that point, an inspector comes back for final inspection, and hopefully it turns out to be a good day at that point. Some inspectors look more at Title 24, some inspectors look more at XYZ, but at the end of the day, you want to make sure that all of your checks are crossed, make sure that you're in full compliance and what you're building is in accordance to the building plans to the T. And at that point, they'll pass final and you should be able to occupy it at that situation.
Amazing. And what convinced you to do an ADU?
What convinced me to do an ADU was a multitude of different reasons. One was to add more value to the property that I currently have. We have a 10,000 square foot lot, and there was about 4,000 square foot of unused space. So I said, we definitely want to put some building there. In this case, it's going to be rented out as a short-term rental. So that rental income is what I was looking forward to. As we know, everything is getting so expensive. Inflation is through the roof. Taxes keep going up, property values, right? So you might as well make the most sense of it. If you could definitely make some more passive income, is the best way to do it. The saying that I generally say to people is, it's all about the passive income. If you're not doing that, then you're going to be an active victim. And what does that mean? You're going to have to keep working until you hit that grave or retire, whatever it is. You know what I mean?
Wow, I'm going to have to remember that little catchphrase. I like
so
that.
You need the passive income or you'll be an active victim.
Okay, I like that. And do you know what it'll cash flow every month? Do you have an estimate?
So put it like this, I just put it on Airbnb about 3 nights ago, and it's already booked for over 15 days in like the next 5 weeks. So it's looking pretty good.
Oh my God, let's do it. We could do a virtual high five on that one. Nice, that's amazing.
For sure. It was really good to see. I listed at like 11 p.m. And then when Airbnb told me it's fully listed, like within like 30 minutes, the first booking came for like 5 days. I'm like, wow. Me and my wife's situation is unique in this case because the property that we moved into was a triplex at the time. So our strategy was to house hack over here, which meant that we were planning on living in the 3-bedroom, 2-bath and renting out the duplex that was not part of our structure. So the duplex that was already there was a 1-bedroom, 1-bath on each side. So 2-bedroom, 2-bath total. And each unit there was already being rented out. So we offset the whole mortgage payment and we had like a small cash flow already from that point. And we thought that, hey, we're already doing this. Let's go put some more in the backyard. Let's increase that passive income. And we're at a situation that we just moved actually last month from that triplex, which is now a 4-plex because the ADU's there.
Wow.
And we're in Lincoln now, way better area, but we're over here now. And that front 3-bedroom, 2-bath is going to be on Airbnb in the next week once I get the air conditioning finalized in there too. But gonna have 2 short-term rentals on that one and 2 long-term.
That's amazing. So let's talk about the house hacking thing, just for people that aren't, aren't familiar with that term. And then if you would actually share some numbers with us, I'd love to kind of dive in because this sounds like an incredible financial opportunity, what you've been able to put together.
Definitely for anybody trying to get their first property or something, I always recommend to look for a house hack. And this is a situation where your house is either big enough to rent out some rooms if you're comfortable with that, or a multi-unit like we did. We didn't want to rent out rooms in our house or anything. It's a little bit too much privacy intrusive for our case, but the fact that they're on a different detached unit was way more easing to the mind for us. So we felt comfortable with that aspect that saying, okay, if they're not too close, we can make this rental income, why not? So the situation was, I think, mortgage for that property at the time, because we got it in 2020, which was right when COVID hit. We saw this, it made sense. We dialed in the numbers. And the mortgage payment, I think, was close to $1,800 at the time before we did the whole refinance because we added sweat equity into it. It was actually in a bad situation, which some of these pictures will probably show that there was a hoarder there in the backyard before. The fact is, we knew kind of what we're getting into and that we had to go put some sweat equity in. And then talking about the whole house hacking aspect is generally the aspect of having your mortgage offset your payment. So in this case, the mortgage was probably like $2,000. And unit 1 was paying, let's say, $1,100. Unit B was paying, let's say, $900 because they were there for a while. That's $2,000 itself already. But if we increased rents, which we did, that brought it up a couple hundred. So we're netting a couple hundred, which wasn't crazy. But we
just to take a time out here. So basically, you're living in a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. Yeah. That's being completely paid for by the rentals on the back property, and you're earning a couple $100 on top of that. Yeah. And then with that in place, you decided, let's really like up the ante one level further and put an ADU on the backyard. Yeah.
We said, why not?
And how much are you renting your ADU out for now? Like, what do you think? I mean, obviously you just started kind of with the Airbnb thing, but do you expect your net income off that unit might be?
With a 70% occupancy, I'm estimating $2,500.
Fantastic. So basically you have this property now and so with the main house that you guys have now moved out of and the 2 rent, so basically you have 4 rentals on that property. So
the cash flow should be like probably net should be like close to $5,000 now.
Unbelievable. That's fantastic. What a great investment.
Yeah, definitely.
So now having kind of gone through this whole process, what would your advice be to a homeowner that's maybe thinking about this, but still kind of on the fence about whether they should take the plunge for an ADU or not?
I think if you have the ability to add an ADU to your property, you have the space, you have the way to income to do it, or maybe a grant or some financing, definitely do it. It's a no-brainer in my case. You're adding value to your property. Worst case, a family member could live there. Worst case, you could use it as an extra hobby room, whatever it is. But either way, you're adding property value to it. And if you do take the passive income route, you're making that one step closer toward retirement. So that's what I think.
Amazing. Well, Nima, thank you again for all of this. This was fantastic. And I appreciate you taking the time to do the interview. And congratulations again to your family and this whole project. Like, what a win.
Thank you so much.